We've got brand new Timmy merch.
I think they're incredibly rare. I've not seen them anywhere else before anyway. Some super crystal one stripe. Some of the names are not very catchy, so that's a prime example of what we've got there, and they are really, really cool.
Give it a lot more sort of undulation. I'm so glad I went for it. Look at that, it looks great. I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys in the sort of natural fast flow that we're going to be providing for them. Welcome back to the vlog, guys. So in a few videos ago, last one, I'm not even sure anymore. I went to my local fish shop, Maidenhead Aquatics, and I got how many was it? Hang on, let me check. Yeah, 8 Panda Garra and 5 Hillstream Loaches. Now the plan is I want to turn this tank you can kind of see behind me into a infinite flow, nano, shallow stream, Hillstream aquarium. Yeah, that's really hard. I'm not labeling it that. So yeah, the thing I want to do with this build is create a naturalistic environment for the fish that we've got. They like really fast flow. They've got like suckers and they go on like smooth rounded rocks and just attach themselves. And they actually move into the fast flow just little bits at a time. I mean, it's quite fascinating. It's very different to usual sort of fish tanks. So don't expect a nice, beautifully aquascaped. We're not going for that this time. We're going for something really cool, really different. So the idea is I want to have a little middle island section that sort of divides the tank into 2 areas, but open at either end so that we can get that flow just going round and round and round. I've got some power heads coming, that sort of thing. It should be pretty cool. Let's get started. Right, there we go, a blank canvas, but I personally think that that green background of it is quite distracting from the scape. So I'm just gonna paint like a white section, if you like, going up and across and down. And I just think it's much better canvas then to start, the full build. No idea what I mean by the full build, but just the build. Yeah, I only forgot to tell you, we've got brand new Timmy merch. So I'll put it to everyone to say, do you want to get the line version of this, like my discus one, or do you want the colour one? Well, I've done both. I'm waiting for the line one to come in for the sample just to make sure that everything looks okay. But here's the colour one. It looks great. You can get it now. Click up somewhere and in the description or the pin first comment if you want to pick yourself up a Timmy hoodie. They're really cool, and I've completely reduced the price of any of the children's clothes, like the children's hoodies and t-shirts, so it's basically no profit for me on that one. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind that. It's good just to get the kids wearing them in it. I'm actually getting a few for my own kids as well. As soon as they saw the Timmy one, they were like, oh, we want one, Daddy, can we have one? And I said, so do you want the coloured ones, because they're in colours as well? And they were like, no, we just want the black one. Okay. Anyway, back to the project. So first of all, we just need to mask it all up and then we can paint it.
Believe it or not, it's the next day and I've been applying layer after layer of this white paint. Who on earth's idea was it to paint it green anyway? Oh, it was mine. But yeah, layer after layer is going down, and finally I started to get somewhere with it. But I need to get on with the build. There's still some green showing through. I'm just gonna sort of touch it up as we go. So guess what, guys? Very recently, I've just returned from picking up some, I think they're incredibly rare. I've not seen them anywhere else before anyway. Some super crystal one stripe. Some of the names are not very catchy, so. But yeah, here they are. They're in this bowl currently. I was going to try and show you, but that'd be silly, wouldn't it? Let's just get them in one of these tanks behind me. Again, temporary tank. I want to do a really cool forest scape for these guys. The guy that I got them from had like a really cool look to one of his tanks. Just some aquasaur at the bottom, and then he'd use sticks, like thicker ones at the foreground, and then getting smaller as they go back to give depth. And just some nice mosses all over these sticks, and it looked really, really good. So simple, and you could still see all of the shrimp. But the idea being that you just use mosses so that everything stays small scale, you're not constantly have to hack it back, and it just looks great for the shrimp as well. So I've already done the acclimation process in that bowl that you just saw, so the water temperature and parameters should be the same, and they're used to it now. They've actually been in there for quite a while, which is quite good. But here they are. Look how cool they look. Look how cool they look. Look at those ones in the background. Hang on, let me just get manual. There we go. So that's a prime example of what we've got there, and they are really, really cool. Some of them are quite small because obviously this is just a sort of local breeder who does it as his hobby. He's not going to give away all of his, amazing adults. So we've got a mix there. We've got some adults, we've got some babies, but oh my goodness, they're so good. There we go, this one in the foreground now is really showing up for us. Struggling to get the focus because they're actually quite small. Let me get my phone out. My phone goes really good for close-ups for some reason. Yeah, these are just some really cool shrimp. Now I was looking on eBay, just seeing what was about locally because I wanted to pick them up instantly. You guys know how impatient I am. And instantly they just grabbed my attention. I just thought, oh, these look great. You know, they're a line of crystal, which means that traditionally they look more like that, what you can see there. So that is one of my crystals there. So it's white and red, like sort of white, red, white, red, white, red. You get the odd one like that one on the filter there, which apparently is like a A or SS grade. I don't know, high grade. I don't know why it's high grade, but to me, it looks less interesting than say that one there that's just landed. That is Betty. Betty is a beast of a shrimp. Look at the size of her. I say that every time. I've never seen a shrimp that big. Maybe some of you guys out there who breed shrimp see it regularly, but she's just an absolute monster. But yeah, that's what the normal crystals look like. But then of course we've got these guys over here now, so it's a lot of red in them, and then those little white dashes. So you're paying for the sort of oddities, if you like, the genetic oddities, which become preferable for me, for people like me, who go and spend a ton of money on 15 shrimp. But it's so worth it, definitely worth it.
Right, there we go. That's a really nice blank canvas. If you're wondering where all the fish have gone that were in there, they're temperature acclimating currently and going to go in the Asian aquarium. Yes, I know Ender guppies aren't Asian, but I can put them in there. They'll stay at the top. They'll be easy to catch if I need to put somewhere else as well, but it's a good little temporary home for them. First thing we need to do in this scape though is get down a nice layer of gravel at the bottom. We don't want too fine stuff though. It's going to be a fast flowing tank, remember, so we just want to keep it sort of larger sizes that won't just get pushed around everywhere. I'll put some finer sand in just to create those little banked areas for realism, but predominantly it's going to be bigger gravel or larger pieces of gravel. I think that's a nice start and it's given me the idea of what I'm going for, but this needs way more height. So look, if I come down, like we're barely even halfway up. I need it higher than that. I want it up to like about 3/4 of the way. So I need to pack out that back area with some gravel, sands, that sort of thing, just to raise that level upwards. To do that, I'm going to use my trusty old driveway gravel. That's looking really bold and nice, but the problem we've got there is that it's like a straight line of rocks. If we raise that one there up a bit, it'll give it a lot more sort of undulation and a little bit more interest to it than just a straight line of rocks, because that's not how stuff sits. Let me explain what's going on here. So what I've basically got is that dividing section in the middle. As you can see, the back area is raised and narrowed because we're going to have a power head just shooting water down that back side. Now I've made it sort of slope this way, so it will twist around and come around to the foreground. Now obviously the foreground won't be moving as fast, so there'll be two sections that the fish can go in, a super fast area right at the back, and then a nice sort of chilled area but still fast flowing at the front. Again, I've done this before on the Rainbow River, it worked absolutely brilliant. The fish have the choice where they want to go, and I've also cleared a space at the front here so we can get some like finer sand in, some lighter colours as well, more like a sand bed, and that won't get pushed around as much because it's in the foreground. How well do these stones go together? These are just river pebbles, and this is just Denelay stuff, Rio Zingo and River Zingu, I don't know how to say that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a riverbed, basic bed, yeah. But currently I've only got those big rocks in the middle for the fish to sort of latch onto. They're sucking fish, remember. As you can see here, look, they're always latching onto the sides. So that's the Panda Garra you're seeing there in focus. And then right here, look, we've got a nice Hillstream Loach. Oh, so pretty, look at it. Look at those sort of gold and black coloration. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, they're freaking out a bit because I've just stuck a camera right in their face. But you can see they love to latch on the thing. So we need to put lots of smooth rocks in there to simulate sort of a riverbed, fast flowing water over the top. They'll tuck in on top of it because obviously it's not aerodynamic, it's the water version. And the water just passes over them perfectly. Apparently there's been stories of these climbing up waterfalls, so that's just how good they are at sucking on. And the super fast flow that we've got planned is not going to affect them in any sort of way. They're going to absolutely love. Oh, look at him. So nice. Stay there. Don't go. Whoa, what was that? What are you doing, little fella? What was that? I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys in a sort of natural fast flow that we're going to be providing for them. Well, I think that looks fantastic. Now we've got two options. We can keep it like that and go for that sort of really cool minimalist look, which does replicate areas of a river, or we can add in some driftwood, because let's face it, at fast flowing areas where you've got rocks like this in a river, there would be bits of driftwood like locked in place and just loosely hanging over in no sort of particular fashion. Maybe I should just put some in and give that a go. Over here is my wood store, so I've got loads to choose from. Maybe some of these little twigs might work really well. I think the bigger bits of wood, you know, it's going to look out of place really. So maybe it's just some twigs and yeah, well, let's try that. Get them in, see how it looks. I'm so glad I went for it. Look at that, it looks great. Now imagine it with loads of like veil, mosses and all that sort of thing, giving it tons of detail as well, because that's what we're going to be doing in the next video. But I've tried to go with the flow. So initially there was a piece that I put in that looked a bit weird, so I broke it in half because it was all swooping this way. Then we've got some coming down there, some going that way, and then I've just added this extra one down here just to follow the flow that's going to come round. Oh, it's going to look so good, isn't it? But these are going to float because it's just loosely placed on, so we can glue them on with some sienna acrylate super glue.
So that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm really looking forward to planting it and filling it up next time. If you haven't already, like and subscribe the video, and I will see you on the next one.